What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler, and we are back for another Kingdom Hearts video. And in this video, we want to talk a bit about Kingdom Hearts 4. We're going to be shifting the next several videos talking about Kingdom Hearts 4, and we're going to talk about returning characters. So we're going to talk about characters in 3 and in Kingdom Hearts that we believe will make it to Kingdom Hearts 4. Back before Kingdom Hearts 3 released, Tyler and I did a video talking about the characters that we believe will not survive Kingdom Hearts 3. And what we pretty much learned from this game and from, what they created with it is that pretty much everybody survived, right? Like Xehanort was defeated, all that stuff, but everybody made it to the end. So the question is, this could be the end, not just of Xehanort, but it could be the end of several characters that have been in these games for a very, very long time. The question is, who? Does Kairi return? Does the 3 of Ventus, Aqua, and Terra return? We're going to kind of go through the characters, talk about the people that we don't think are going to make it in the 4th game, and characters that we do think are going to make it. So Tyler, who do you think will end up making the cut?
Obviously, Sora. We already know, Nomura has said that Sora will be the main protagonist for not all of the main installment games. Now, I don't personally know how many of those, like Birth by Sleep style or Dream Drop Distance style. I don't foresee many of those happening, at least not on handheld systems, because they really don't exist. So, but we do know that Sora will be around. So Sora 100%, Riku 100%. Kairi, unfortunately, she probably will as well. So those guys are solid. Donald, Goofy, and Sora and Mickey, they'll all be there. The real question on who will come back really isn't even about those main faces. It's really about, are we ever going to see Aqua, Terra Ven again? Are we ever going to see Roxas, Lee, Xion? You could even add Aiza to the list again. And I'm like back and forth. I think that the 100% group is the Roxas, Lee, Xion group. I think we'll definitely see them. I don't know. I feel like you could go either way with Aqua, Terra Ven. I feel like their story might have closed. But I also feel like the cool thing now, we have so many. I believe if we add it up, there's 13 characters now, like of the the good. Well, actually, there's no more dark. So there's like the light. It's only the light, other than Maleficent and the Foretellers and all them. I believe there's 13 of them, and they can sort of, in a Marvel style way, pull from the other groups, because obviously we have that Sora, Donald, Goofy, Riku, Mickey, Kairi. That group is that main group. But you can also say, well, what happens if we want to do an adventure, and maybe let's take Aqua with us, and we'll take Xion with us. It's kind of like now we have access to all these characters, but you're not going to throw them all on the screen like we did for Kingdom Hearts 3. They really, it is, if you think about it. And it wouldn't be only Kingdom Hearts. There's a lot of different games or movies or whatever that are kind of doing this Avengers style thing where now that you have all these characters, you can do a lot with them. You can pull, a couple from here, a couple from there, and do that for this game or this movie, and then maybe for the grand finale of that arc, let's bring them all back together again. They can do that, but as we know with Kingdom Hearts, they're always introducing new characters. Because if you think about it, when we had Kingdom Hearts 1, we only had Sora, Riku, Donald, Goofy. We saw Kairi for like a minute, and then we see Mickey at the dead end. And that was really all. They introduced the Final Fantasy characters a little bit. But that main, that core, that was it. And then we come to Kingdom Hearts 2. Now all of a sudden there's Roxas, you got Hayner, Pence, Olette. So you got all of them. Now you added Axel, but he was a bad guy. No one knew he was going to be a good guy. So we started expanding. Then after that, we learned about Birth by Sleep. Oh, now there's 3 new lights, 2 new bad guys, Xehanort and Vanitas. So every kind of step of the way, they added to the roster. And then we had, obviously from the Roxas Axel part, then we found out about Xion after. So they started to grow and grow and grow. So it only makes sense that starting with Kingdom Hearts 4, which is like a sort of like a fresh slate, it's a sequel, but a fresh slate, they can introduce 3, 2, possibly 6 new characters for Kingdom Hearts 4, 5, and 6, you know what I'm saying? So then it kind of becomes, all right, well, what are we going to have, 20 of these lights? Then it kind of becomes a little bit too much. Maybe, like, if they say, this is the last Kingdom Hearts for a really, really long time, like, literally don't expect it for at least 300 years. So, this is everybody, all right? This is your goodbye. But that won't happen. So I think the most logical thing is, let's just end Sora. Let's just end Sora, which we did. He disappeared. Let's just hit him in the back and just have him explode. Let's just end the Birth by Sleep group. They said goodbye to Ericus, Xehanort, who was essentially because of not because of them, but he was from their story. It was almost like, I almost saw it as like a crossover. To see Xehanort with Sora was kind of like, man, you usually deal with the Aqua, Ven, and Terra and Ericus people. So I don't know. That's just how I saw it. Kind of like a crossover. I know it's not. It's all the same thing. That's just how and I'm sure other people visualized it like that too. But Xehanort's gone. Ericus is gone. Terra's back. Ven's back. Aqua's back. They're all back in their own world, and they can grow. They can develop. Maybe we'll see more from them. Maybe not in Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe it'll be Kingdom Hearts 5. But I think it makes more sense. Let's put them on the back burner. We'll use, because everybody loves Xion, everybody loves Roxas, everybody loves Lee. And Isa, that's an interesting thing with Isa, so we could bring him back a little bit too. And now we got that new group. And then you can start going from there kind of and playing with that. And one of the things that I keep thinking is, okay, I get Aqua, Terra, Ven, they're all back together and happy and whatever. But I feel like Roxas Lee, I should say, and Xion have only ever had, they haven't really had that long together, I feel like. Not that Ven had a long time with Aqua and Terra, but they kind of did. But I feel like, they had they literally, it was only like a couple months. And then they're ripped apart, and now they're back together again. And it's kind of like, I don't see them just like, okay, let's say goodbye to this group, and they're just going to be on that big clock tower just eating ice cream, and that's their character development, like literally the rest of their life. I just don't see that. I feel like there can be so much more. They can grow as like their friendship together can grow. It's just, there's this dynamic with Sora and Roxas and Lee and Kairi. Like, there's just so many things. Naminé, who's I guess Naminé's with Riku, and Naminé is kind of like the flip side almost of Xion in a way. So you got all these different dynamics that you really don't have with Aqua, Terra, Ven. Literally the only connection is Ven was inside Sora, now he's not, and Terra gave Riku the Keyblade. The end. So it kind of makes sense. Let's put them aside. Let's keep these guys, and let's make new characters. And if you think about it, they actually, right at the tail end, like literally in the ending, they changed the dynamic of Roxas, Lee, and Xion by adding Isa to that group. And the first thing I thought of is, I wonder if he's going to become a Keyblade wielder himself. So, I don't know. So the fact that they already added that, they got those new clothes. Isa and Lee both got they finally put Lee in the new outfit. So I was like, yeah, you know what? It makes sense that, to change that dynamic. So then you go into Kingdom Hearts 4 and it's already kind of a different group because it's not those three anymore. Now it's that four. So yeah, I think the solid answer is, will we see Aqua, Terra, Ven again? I think we may, but I don't think we will that much. I'm pretty confident that we will see Roxas, Lee, Xion, maybe Isa a little bit again, and probably quite often. Because, they literally, in a way, they're Roxas and Xion and Sora and Kairi, in a way, they're kind of like related. They're almost kind of like twins. They're going to have that bond. And I just feel like it would be silly to throw these characters away. Because even watching Xemnas and Xehanort and Ansem, the Heartless, go away, I was like, man, I'm never going to see them again. And I loved Xemnas myself. And Ansem. I'm probably never going to hear their voices again. I love Xemnas' voice. And I'm like, man, it's kind of sad. And to think about Roxas, or even just Lee, never being in a Kingdom Hearts game again, I almost feel like we would be gypped. That's the word that comes to mind, because we really didn't get any. I mean, Lee was basically not even in the game. He was sort of in the game. Roxas, he was in it. You play as him in Kingdom Hearts 2 in the beginning. He kind of disappears until towards the end of the game. You get 358 over 2, but let's be honest, how many Kingdom Hearts people really did play that? I just watched it in the HD. And then all of a sudden he magically comes back in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that was kind of it. He doesn't really even say anything to Sora. So it was kind of like, man, that was all? And then same thing with Lee, like, that was it? Like, that's all I get from him forever? No, it doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I think that's the solid group. I really do. And honestly, that makes me feel pretty good that we would be seeing them again. I'm happy with how they ended the Terra, Ven, Aqua. I actually don't need more of them. And maybe there could be a Birth by Sleep too. They could totally make a spin-off Kingdom Hearts game where you just play as them and they're doing their own adventures. That's totally possible. But I don't really see them interacting much with this core Kingdom Hearts group.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think when you said the Avengers kind of bring together thing, when they were all standing there right before they were about to take on Xehanort, I believe, there was a scene where it did show all of them together, and the first thing that went into my mind is kind of like that. It's like all these characters from all these different branches of games all coming together as one. A really cool thing to see. So when you think about the next game and you think about if you were to kind of compare this or say, okay, this was the Avengers, well, I don't think you're going to be able to put these guys back together, all together again, right afterwards, right in the next game. And I totally agree. I think there's characters like Axel/Lee that need to come back. And like Tyler said, I mean, some of these characters I feel like we kind of in a way got gypped on, and it goes back to what we said were some of the weaknesses of Kingdom Hearts 3 in general, and what I would have liked the whole game to be just more story, because in the first 20 hours you get to see Lee and Kairi 2 times, and they're in it for like 2 minutes and 20 hours. So like I felt like I got gypped with Axel or Lee. Again, with like Tyler said, Roxas really through all the games hasn't been in it much, but has been such a huge character and mentioned so many times and such a big part of Sora. But then also in Kingdom Hearts 3 he's in it for like 35 seconds. So I feel like we kind of did get gypped just in this game, but we still did see them. So when you think of the future, I totally agree with Tyler, and I do think it comes down to the 3 of the Aqua, Terra, Ven, that I don't really know how. And when you think about the Avengers thing, and like Tyler said with Xehanort, it's a little weird having him, or like different, it's a different feel having him interact with characters he's never interacted. You kind of feel that with Aqua, Terra, Ven when they're talking to Sora. It's like, I don't know if this actually like fits perfectly because they've never done it before. But when you also think of that, it's like, well, you know what, they're kind of from their own game, their own universe, their own time period in the Kingdom Hearts timeline. So well, yeah, when I think about it, I see Aqua as the only one possibly, and that's only because they've made her playable throughout time that we got in 2.8 and then in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I feel like they could do that, like Tyler said, like kind of pull one of them for one game, one of them for the other. I don't think we'll never see them again. I think if they did have to like reassemble everybody, they would come back. But I honestly don't see them as having that big of a part. Again, like with Roxas, with Lee, with Aqua, with Ven, with Terra, they're all like integral characters in Kingdom Hearts, and they really all are. And they're mentioned, and their purpose is talked about so much throughout all the games. You got to get Aqua back. That was like the whole point of the first half of the Kingdom Hearts 3. But then when I actually got to it, but how often did Aqua talk? How often was she actually in it? How often did Ven talk? They barely were in it at all, but their like purpose was talked about a lot, and I feel like that's the theme that Kingdom Hearts has kind of always had with Roxas, with Xion, with all of them, and I feel like that is what we would see in Kingdom Hearts 4 with like limited amounts of those characters. So, you know, we'll have to see. Obviously, like Tyler said, I believe that the core group is coming back, whether we want some of them to or not. I think they'll all return. So guys, let us know in the comments below, who do you think will return and who do you think won't return in a Kingdom Hearts 4? Let us know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast now. Hit the bell icon so you guys are notified when all of our Kingdom Hearts videos go up. We still have Kingdom Hearts videos going up every single day, and we will see you for tomorrow's video.